Hey guys, I'm Pascal from Orange Pixel and we have a little bit of a situation today. It's Tuesday and right now my new game Gunslugs Rogue Tactics is available on the App Store. Of course that's the whole plan of creating a game then releasing it on the App Store. But I originally planned it to be released tomorrow. I had it in pre-order status and every documentation of it said the game will not be released automatically. You need to do that manually. But apparently it still managed to release automatically. And right now I have a little bit of a situation. The game is available. I read people already downloading it and playing it. And I have no press release written. I was planning on doing all those things today and I'm still gonna do it today. Just a little bit faster because the game is out a day early. And this isn't the first time it happened to one of my games. So for those that already followed me for years, and you already know I release games early very often, prematurely. But at this time it's by accident. It's always by accident, by the way. But this time it's like a really big accident and we now need to write a press release, send out promo codes to journalists we know and contact journalists we don't know, and we got a lot of stuff to cover today. So check out the intro and I'll be right back. And also get the game on the App Store. Gunslugs Rogue Tactics. It's awesome. All right. So the first thing we need to do is write a press release. Now, I had a lot of questions from people before, months before, how do you promote your premium game on the App Store or on Google? To be honest, I'm not a marketeer. I'm not really very talented in that area. I just try very hard, and today's tips and tricks and things I do is really the basic stuff you need to do if you want to release a game. It's really, if you don't do the steps that I do today, then there's no point in releasing a game at all. This is just really very simple, basic stuff. It helps and it hopefully gives your game some awareness to the audience, but it's really the basics. There are much more things you can do and there are much more talented marketing people that can help you out with things like that. For now, if you want to do it all yourself, just like me, and are very stubborn and just think you can do it, then this is what you got to do. So first thing is first, we need to write a press release. Now, there are a lot of documents and articles and videos online that will tell you how to write a press release and what you need to put into it. And in the end, I think there are just a few rules that you need to keep in mind. Don't waste anybody's time, be to the point, and try to have correct English in your press mailing. Unless you're writing in another language, then it's obviously not the best way to do it in English. But anyway, let's dive in. All right, so again, this is very basic stuff. The things I write in my email are basically who I am, what the game is about, a little short amount of features that are really the key things, and links, quick links that they can quickly copy, paste, or check out. So a quick link to the video, the trailer, quick link to the actual download, because that's the most important link you want to give everybody. Besides that, I have a game site, usually a landing page or a website, which is in my case the Orange Pixel website. But I also have a quick domain setup that basically points to the Orange Pixel website, but is a lot easier to type. It's gunslugs.com, works every time. Then I also have some information for the Android, because I'm going to be contacting mobile game sites. So some of those sites also write about Android games. So why not give them the pre-order link for the Android version, just in case they want to write about it. And finally, a link to a media assets zip file, which basically has screenshots in there, icons, logos, company logo, and basically all the images that you want to put out there. So everything is in there. I also add some information about Orange Pixel. I also added the question for press people. If they want a promo code, they can contact me personally. So some of the journalists will get a promo code just when I send out this press release, because I already know them and I know they'll be covering the game. There are other sites that I'll be contacting and I don't know them at all, and I don't know if they're still live and running, and so I'm not wasting promo codes on sites that I don't know, or if I don't know if the person I'm contacting is still working there. So really, that's just the basic press release, and really I hope that's all they need to know, and if they have questions they can always contact me. So step one is write a press release. Done. Bringing us to step two, contacting the press actually with this press release? Well, there are again different ways to do it. You could set up a mailing list or newsletter or something and then just mass mail them. Make sure you do that in the right way and not CC or BCC everybody, because that's not the right way. Just have a correct mailing letter or mailing list set up to do that. In my case, I'm just gonna contact the sites by hand. For iPhone, there are not that many sites. There are a few key sites that you need to contact. Touch Arcade is one of them. Pocket Gamer, still a big site in mobile. So those are very obvious sites I'm gonna contact. There are a few more sites, and basically I'm gonna show you how I find these type of sites. The problem is you can mail 100 sites. Chances are that maybe 2 or 3 are covering your game and the rest won't reply, won't do anything with it. That's just the harsh reality. The type of press release or whatever you write in your press release is not gonna change it. People are either interested by the subject title of your email, or they're not interested at all, or they don't have time to cover your game, or whatever the reasons are. Most of these mails I'm gonna send out today will not be replied or will not be acted upon. It's sad, but it's true and it's reality. So you want to send out as many as possible, because maybe it creates a buzz somewhere on a site you didn't expect, and then it can still take off. We're just gonna try it. So first things first, let's type an email to the first and the most important site, in my opinion, for iPhone gaming, Touch Arcade. All right, so the first thing to do is come up with an interesting subject that will hopefully trigger them to open the email. In this case, I'm just saying Orange Pixel Gunslugs Rogue Tactics is now available exclusive on iPhone. It's to the point, it's short, sweet, and I already know that these sites like Touch Arcade, Pocket Gamer, and a few others open the emails that you send them in the tip box or in whatever contact information email they have on their website. So I don't have to do very creative or very weird stuff with it. It's just a clear subject line, and then in the email itself, because I know these guys and I'm gonna mail them promo codes, I already start with a little bit of a personal touch, and then everything below is just the standard press release. So that's the email. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I'm gonna contact a few other people that I know, which brings us to the next step, contacting sites that we have no contacts at, and see if we can maybe trigger them to write about the game. So how do you go about it? Good question. Well, we got Google. Basically, I type in Google iOS games or iOS game reviews and see which sites come up, and then skip the sites you already know. So that's what we're going to do right now. All right, so the first couple of results, as I mentioned, are the obvious choices: Pocket Gamer, Touch Arcade. Metacritic isn't a game review site, but you can still find interesting sites there if you just check for another game you know, and then see if there are any big sites that reviewed it. So that's another tip to contact sites. IGN, of course, a very big one, but very hard to reach. I've never been able to really reach them, but it doesn't really hurt if you just try and invest some time in trying to contact. You might be lucky, you might hit that day that they have no news or information or whatever to post, and your game is the only thing they have, and they're like, yes, we got something to post, and they post it, and it could happen. It's very rare chance, but it could happen. So that's really how I go through all these game sites. I just check, like, even Tech Radar is on there, Macworld, Tom's Guide, Digital Trends. The key is finding people that write about your type of games. If you can, try to find a journalist there that likes your game. So in my case, I'm hoping to find journalists that write about retro games or stealth games. So if I can find a specific journalist that writes about my type of games on a site like that, I try to find that person's email address. So you can often find them on Twitter. Doesn't mean they have their email address there, but you can always it's almost like stalking somebody. Just try to hunt down their email address, and even the amazingly terrible LinkedIn website can actually prove very useful in cases like that. So really just it's always better to contact journalists directly instead of trying the general contact us or tips email. For especially the big sites, you want to reach these journalists personally. That's really what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a list of game sites to contact and send out a press release. I already see there are a few messages in. from people asking me for promo codes. That's another thing. When you release a game, you get a lot of weird stuff happening in your email box. At least I always have it. It might just be me, but I think every game developer has this problem. Companies that are publishing in China, and there are like hundreds or thousands of companies publishing in China based on just the emails. People that want to translate it, people that want a promo code so they can write a review on the App Store, which isn't really worth anything. Besides that, I'm also going to be keeping an eye on forums like Touch Arcade, but also the Discord channel, the forum on my game page, or at least the comment section on my game page, because people will be leaving messages left and right. And I don't want to miss out on any of these messages, because they might be about important bugs that need fixing or whatever. So today's is really gonna be me watching the internet, everything, and stalking journalists and sending out press releases, and then hopefully we'll have a great launch. I haven't been able to contact Apple, which I kind of hoped I could maybe contact them for maybe some featuring. So I don't know yet if we're gonna get any featuring. I hope we do. And other than that, it's just hope for the best. And that's it for this video, I guess, because I got a lot of stuff to do today. So I'm gonna dive in and send out a bunch of emails, and I'll see you guys next week, when I'm probably gonna be talking again about Space Crunch 2 and do a second devlog on that game, because this game is out and it's just gonna be wait and see what it does and where it needs fixing, and then maybe put out some updates, and then the Android version and the Steam version. But in between all that, I want to have some fun, so I'm going to be working on a new game, because this isn't really fun. It's exciting if it works out, but it's not fun for me to do it every day, all day. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll see you guys next week. And if you have any questions about contacting press or whatever, again, I'm not the best marketeer and I don't know everything. I just know the basics. And one of the basics I haven't mentioned actually is make sure to talk about your game on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and whatever, because talking about your game while you're working on it is the best and easiest way to just get people interested in it. Don't just talk about it on the day you release it. Talk about it before you release it, and when you release it, and after you release it, and just keep talking about it. So check out Gunslugs Rogue Tactics on the App Store, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye! Hey guys, whoa, damn it. Documentation I read about it is that